Hey there, it is Faith Talk Live. I'm Rick Probst.
And I'm Dan Radcliffe.
Look who it is.
Oh my goodness, she's
My
back.
gracious. One-time third banana, and she ruled the 8th floor. Morgan Hill there. And Morgan, how are you?
I'm great. How are you, Rick?
We're doing good. We still miss you, don't we, Dan? And
We do. You just couldn't stay away, so you're back and you're working with us again. Oh, we're so excited.
I didn't know what to do with my Monday morning.
we did see you on your last day when it was 5 o'clock. You ran out the door, never to see you again.
My saw a blaze trail behind her.
Yeah. We're going to ask you who you miss and what you miss about your old job. But first, introduce your friend, Jordan. She's a part of what you're doing now.
So this is my best friend, Jordan. I'm not sure where she's at on the screen for those who are watching.
Now she's over here. Look at there.
Wow. But Jordan and I have been friends. This will be coming up on our 9th year of friendship. We met at the University of South Carolina when I was just a little baby freshman. She kind of took me under her wing. And then we were instant best friends. And then in the past year, we decided to go into business together. So I'll let her introduce herself a little bit before we go into that. But this is Jordan.
Jordan, tell us about all the trouble that Morgan got into back in those college days.
I don't think we have a long enough show for that.
No, I was definitely more trouble. Morgan was my little freshman, and I was a very intense person. I had already been in college for a couple of years. So I transferred from Wichita State University to the University of South Carolina to help start the sand volleyball program. And we just created a friendship out of the most random times. I remember kicking a mascot. She really liked that.
Kicking a mascot?
Yeah, I did.
She fought a mascot with a can.
Oh, that's funny. Wish we had film of that.
Yeah,
I think we
do.
Which school's mascot was it? Do you remember?
It was
Habitat for Humanity's mascot.
What?
Oh, wow.
Not even a rival school. It's just a good cause person, you know?
He was a can. He was a can of vegetables.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Jordan, I hate to alarm you, but Jimmy Carter is knocking at your door right now.
I'm a mess. It's fine. Morgan loves me. So
when they play kick the can, that's not what they had in mind. So don't do that.
Okay. Hey, Jordan, how many times being with Morgan in college, when she came to you about something, did you go, oh my God?
I still do that. Like once a week at least.
Poor Morgan, you're so picked on, aren't you?
Yeah. She likes it. Yeah, she gets attention. Well, we'll talk about your stuff here in a second. I just want to go back because every now and then we get to talk to folks that have been with us. We worked with you for what, 3 years? Seemed like 10, right?
About 3. It was
about
10
3.
almost.
Yeah. What do you miss about being there?
The people. I do miss the people. Every Tuesday morning, I feel like I'm supposed to be on a promotions meeting. So I still haven't gotten over that.
You missed those meetings, don't you?
Let Mike Kelly know I have missed his leadership in those meetings. And then every Tuesday afternoon, I feel like I'm supposed to be on our AM team meeting.
And I know you miss those.
Yeah.
If you want to take our place the next time, you are more than welcome.
Yeah.
We will make that sacrifice for you.
And I think just the structure of a day, I think the first week, Jordan saw this. The first week, I just didn't really know what to do with myself. So I actually had a mental breakdown. I felt like I had too much time, which was new. So that has since gone back away. But I miss all the people. It was a great place to work. Super thankful for the years I was there. But I'm very excited to be stepping into what Jordan and I are doing now.
Wow.
Yeah, that's so good. Well, we know that all the stuff that you did there, I mean, you did unbelievable. I mean, as I said before, you were over the top and we could do our job better because of you. But I think this really, really prepared you for what you're doing now and your future. So I don't know which one of you want to start, but where do you begin in this whole thing?
Go for it, Morgan.
All right. So I grew up in a pretty holistic home. I mean, holistic meaning very natural, organic. Anytime we were sick, my mom went and grabbed the herbs and not any kind of cough medicine or anything like that. So I grew up with that background, kind of kept up with it in college. But in college, was having severe digestive issues. I was diagnosed with IBS in 2016 and basically was told that the digestive issues I was having I was going to continue to have for the rest of my life. And it seemed pretty hopeless. And I remember thinking to myself, there has to be a different way. Like in fact, my mom had to remind me that I had received that diagnosis because I remember getting it and telling the doctor no. So
no, you're wrong, doctor.
Yeah, I was like, you're wrong. That's not true. So through the years, I've struggled with digestive issues. In fact, when I came on with Salem, I was struggling. I felt like someone had puffed me up with air. I just felt, and I know we did shows about it, but I just felt like pudgy and like, I craved donuts all the time. I craved sugar all the time. And I just was unhappy in my own skin. I was super uncomfortable. And then in early 2021, I went and saw a nutritionist who gave me answers for the first time in 6 years. And she taught me how to read labels, how to properly source my food, how to cook and make better decisions, and basically make sustainable lifestyle shifts towards a healthier life. And once I started doing that, my digestive issues went away. I was able to eat foods that I hadn't been able to eat in a long time because I found out later on, this is more of a scientific thing, but I was having trouble breaking down fats and proteins based on what was going in my body. So once I got my body balanced again, I could eat chicken again, which I had previously thought I was allergic to. This year I've gotten to where I can have dairy again. So it's been an amazing journey on my end just to see the healing that's come through. And then Jordan has a healing story as well that I'll throw to her in a second. But basically we came together last year and people were asking us what we had changed. And we realized that people needed to hear this. So we launched an LLC early this year in January called Primitive Foundations. And it is an LLC geared towards educating people how to make sustainable lifestyle shifts to help support their bodies and understand the body more and, what adds stress to the body and inflammation and what takes it away. So that's kind of a little background of how we started. And I'll toss it to Jordan, talk a little bit about her side of it.
Yeah, Jordan, tell us your story. What happened?
Yeah, mine, I'm so proud of Morgan, by the way. She's just done incredible work. She is a huge blessing because she actually introduced me into this world. I was already selling a nutritional system. I thought I was quote unquote healthy. I was taking a ton of supplements and Morgan was like, I think you should listen to this podcast because we were struggling to conceive. So mine is because of infertility. So that is actually how my journey started. And I said, I'm going to lay down all my pride that I think I know. And I am going to dive full into how I can heal my body naturally and conceive naturally. So I was on a mission to do that. It took me about 6 months of healing my body, making these changes, and we got our pregnancy test back positive. Wow. I'm now halfway through my pregnancy.
Congratulations.
Awesome.
Thank you. We have a little girl.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And you're going to name her Morgan, right?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Can't handle another me.
That's true.
Yeah. I actually, I'm going to shorten it as fast as I can, but I was sick from the time of birth. My whole life was sickness, injured, allergies, got my gallbladder removed, was always in surgery, had a decade straight of physical therapy. My body was brittle. And I was also trying to do this all while being a college athlete. So my young adulthood, I was still spending my days sick and injured, and just a lot of new stuff popped up. So there was just a point that I hit and I was like, I can't live like this. There has to be something better. This is miserable and I don't want to pass this down to our kids. I want to create, traditions that are really healthy for them too. So that's what we did.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Love that. So you call it Primitive Foundations. And are you doing a podcast as well? I know you heard a podcast, but are you doing a podcast as well?
We have entertained the idea of doing a podcast. We're not quite there yet, but we have released an online course. So for the last, really 8 months, but actively for the last 3 to 4, we've been researching. We went back to school, became certified health coaches. That was very important to us. And then took all of that knowledge and our experience and compiled an online course that's complete with lectures and step-by-step guides on diving deeper into the body and the steps you can take to make sustainable lifestyle shifts. So we have 11 modules. It opens up with our testimonies, and then we break down spiritual, mental, and physical health, everything that adds stress to your body in that and how to relieve stress. We go into the purpose of fats, carbs, and proteins and how to source healthy ones. We have a grocery shopping guide, different guides and handouts for label reading, brand recommendations, supplement recommendations. We have interviews from professionals in the field, cancer testimony, and various other modules that just help give people a glimpse into the body, how God created us, and how we truly believe God created our bodies to be able to heal from the inside out when taken care of properly. And we've seen it happen time and time again. So that course is called Simply Balance, and it's on our website, primitivefoundations.com. primitivefoundationsllc.com, I should say.
Okay. Now we get the actual story. Primitive. All right, I'm going to type this out so folks can see it. But Primitive Foundations LLC. Let's see if I can type right there. There we go. Okay, Primitive Foundations LLC.com.
That is perfect.
That's the place to go to get all the courses and everything. Now you touched on the spiritual side of it. How has this affected you, both of you, spiritually, being able to get your body back in tune again?
Yeah, I feel like it kind of started spiritually first. I always say that, our faith healed us in ways that no food or doctor could. It sets you up for success in a whole different way. And we didn't want to deny that to any of our students. It's the foundation of everything. So it also, when you start feeling better, you just do better in life. So you don't realize how miserable you are until those symptoms aren't there. And we always say, don't cover up the symptoms. Those symptoms are signals. It's your body communicating with you. And as much as it may suck to do that process, because healing can take a really long time and it can be a lifelong thing. And so we feel that our faith life healed us in ways that nothing else could have. So we got in there. Yeah.
What about you, Morgan?
I second what Jordan said. And I think for me personally, it's helped me dive deeper with the Lord, listen to the Holy Spirit more and let him guide my everyday decisions, especially stepping away from a stable job into what Jordan and I are doing was a step of faith. It's something I truly felt, and Jordan as well, God placing on our hearts and what we were called to do, and having that conversation with Dalton was a very supportive one. And we kind of stepped out together. And in this time, I spent a year reducing stress on my body. And then it's like I stepped right back into a stressful situation. And I had to take a step back and realize like God had called me to this and that he was going to provide along the way. And leaning into that trust with him has really helped grow that relationship deeper, and then letting him guide my everyday decisions. So realizing like, I'm not perfect. I'm never going to be, I won't always make decisions that are the best for my body, but he can help guide me in that and lead me in the right direction of what the next steps are. So it's been a really eye-opening, growing process that I am extremely thankful for.
And it's multiplied your cats because you have 3 cats now, whereas, just a couple of years ago, you only had 1.
We do have 3 cats now, and it is it's a full house. It is crazy.
Children might be easier than cats.
People have started to hint at that.
I'll let you know.
Yeah. I'm going to let Jordan go through that process first, and then we'll see. Because Jordan has 2 dogs that are equally as crazy, so don't let her fool you.
Yeah. Okay.
Jordan Folsom and Morgan Hill. We're talking about Primitive Foundations, and we can go to the website there in just a little bit. I'd be interested to know. What an undertaking, right? No doubt, as people find out what you're doing, they probably come up to you publicly and go, yeah, I have this pain, or I'm having this experience, blah, blah, blah. What should I do? But really, to get the full gamut, you need to go through the entire course and check that out. What are you looking forward to in helping folks? No doubt. Like you mentioned, it's not just pregnancy and getting your body back into the place that it needs to be, or IBS or whatever. But you talked about cancer. You talked about just so many. What are some of the other things that would be interesting to find out? What are some of the other things that people are struggling with that this particular thing can help them get on the other side of it?
Yeah, we have, so people come up to us with everything. It's usually weight. Definitely. That's a big thing. Oh, and they point to their belly and shake it and say, can you get rid of this for me? And our main purpose is just like, you can come with anything, right? And we're going to teach you how to support your body through that, because no matter your genetics, your past decisions, or your current diagnoses, you can support the body, and you don't have to identify as your diagnosis. And you don't have to identify. I identified as a sick person for so long, for 28 years. I no longer do. And so I think it would be for anybody really that's just willing to listen and open their mind to a whole new world of possibilities. And we actually mix modern technology and primal traditions, because you do need both. And that's what we stress a ton is, use the past, but also use the future.
What about you, Morgan? What'd you add?
I would just add that, like Jordan said, for anyone who's sorry, there's a very loud car. I don't know if you could hear that. For anyone who is looking to make lifestyle changes. So if you're unhappy with where your health is, or you feel sluggish throughout the day, or you're drinking coffee in the morning, you just feel like you're having to continuously put caffeine in your body to wake up, you're having trouble sleeping, all of those are symptoms of imbalances in the body. And if you are not happy with where you're at with your health, this course is for you. It's going to teach you how to take baby steps. And I think that's the main thing, is so many people want a quick fix. And if quick fixes existed, I don't think anyone would be sick. But it takes time to get your body into a state of imbalance where you feel like you're struggling. And it also takes time to help that heal. And so I would just add that if someone is looking to make that change, be gracious with yourself, take baby steps. You're not going to be perfect every day. Our course helps you with that. It lays out how to take those baby steps, and to remember that everyone's unique and individual. God made us all. He created us wonderfully made. We're all unique and we're all individuals, and everyone's story is going to be different. My story is not going to look like the person next to me, and vice versa. So to get away from comparing and looking at other people like, oh, well, they had this, so I must have this too. But looking at it as like, okay, this is my body. This is my health journey. What steps can I take to support it? And how can I be the best version of me, and the version that God really created me to be, a life full of joy and vitality and health, not sickness and disease. So I would just say, go check it out. We are here for you if you have any questions. And we love helping people and answering their questions, but it really all is in that course on how to take those steps and get to the result that you want to get.
I think you should pull the trigger on that podcast. I think that would be really, really cool. And you're building a community. So is that a focus as well, or part of the vision is you're building a community? Because, I mean, these folks, men, women, children, whomever, they're going to go through this. This is a lifestyle change. It's not just, for a short time, like you said, baby steps, but to encourage people, because you know how we all are, right? We're really great at starting stuff. It's the finishing that we have the issues with, right? It's the oops, I messed up, or I shouldn't have, or I did, or whatever. So is that part of the vision, just an online community, or a community that you can just continue to build and move forward?
It absolutely is. And that's something that we're going to be doing with our course students. Once a month, we're going to have a Zoom call and get everyone together so people can see who's in their community and talk about their wins or their struggles and ask questions that we can answer. So that's definitely a part of it. Another part of it, and this is something that Dalton and I talked to, is generational as well. I don't want my kids and grandkids to go through some of the same health issues that I went through in my early 20s. And there's been evidence to suggest that your genetic makeup can come directly from what your great grandparents were eating and their lifestyle habits. So I told Dalton, I said, if we start now in our 20s and we get our bodies balanced and we're living the best lifestyle that we can, our kids are going to see that and reap the benefits, as well as our grandchildren and great grandchildren. So for me, my motivation is for the generations to come to be set up for success from the start and not be depleted nutritionally because of the decisions I was making.
I see his lips moving, but I don't hear anything.
I don't hear you, Dan.
Dan's microphone somehow. For a minute there, I thought he was messing with us.
Sorry. Somehow I keep kicking the volume control over here. Anyway,
well,
I said years from now, I can see kids watching volleyball going, look, there's Grandma Morgan out there playing volleyball, spiking on everybody.
He's 95 years old.
Hey, it's possible, right? Yeah.
Who knows? I'll leave that one in God's hands. That'd be pretty cool.
We're talking with Jordan and Morgan and Primitive Foundations. Again, you go to Primitive Foundations LLC. .com. Yeah. We have time for another question, or we have to go to a break, Dan?
We got time for one more question real quick here. Yeah.
All right. Have you found yourself, Morgan, correcting your mom on what she's doing? Say, hey, you don't need to do that anymore. You need to stop. You need to
never correct your mom.
Never correct your mom. I don't. So she actually still sees, and I still go and see her as well. The nutritionist that I started out with, she has been amazing with helping my mom, and helping to guide her and make those decisions. So my mom still goes in and sees her regularly. I go in quarterly just to check up and make sure everything's still going well with me. But no, I don't correct my mom.
Don't mess with Sherry baby.
Support her. Yeah, don't correct Sherry baby. Support her. What has been cool though is for that relationship to grow in a deeper way in adulthood of we're both on similar journeys, so supporting one another. And then whenever we do go out to eat, like talking about, okay, like this is what I'm going to get because it has the XYZ in it, or nutritionally it has these components.
Yeah.
And then with my background in athletics, my mom has come to me like wanting to do band workouts or mobility. So I'm working on getting certifications in mobility to go more into physical therapy for athletes. So that's kind of a goal of mine. So it's been cool to work with her on that and her body and like movement, like getting her to move. And even in her, she's so young. She's very young, but at her age, getting her to go back into working out and like strengthening.
What I just heard is Morgan said Sherry is old. That's what I
did not. She's youthful. Honestly, she is even from when I was a teenager in high school to now, she's more youthful now than she was 10 to 15 years ago. I mean, she is just full of energy, which is really, really cool to see. But it's been cool to grow into that relationship with her. I'll just end it there. I don't want to put my foot in my mouth.
Just let Jordan correct her. Jordan can correct Sherry baby.
Oh no,
Morgan not.
No one can correct Sherry baby.
Hey, shouldn't Morgan be running for president the way she handled that? Right? She's so young.
Yeah,
so young.
Yes, Morgan. Morgan for president.
Yeah, there you go. We'd vote. Well, Jordan Morgan, good to see you. We're excited about what you're doing. We'd love to catch up with you again in a few months. Hey, check it out. Primitive Foundations, LLC.com. We got to take a break. We'll be right back. I'm Rick Probst.
And I'm Dan Ratcliffe.
This is Faith Talk Live.
And I'm Morgan Hill.